Hi, my name is Nathan, and I'm in the English 230 class here at LMC. And the question was posed, what have I learned in the class about diversity and global interdependence? And I'd say a lot of the literature that we've been reading has really been focused on diversity, and by extension of that, global interdependence. So what that looks like is a lot of the stories we've been reading have really been focused on how different the characters are, and obviously that demonstrates diversity. But then as you begin to see how the characters are able to interact and relate to each other, that's where the concept of global interdependence really comes to light. And so, for example, in the short story Sonny's Blues by James Baldwin, you see two brothers who are completely different. And the older brother has his life together. He's a math teacher. The younger brother, Sonny, is addicted to heroin. He's been in and out of prison and getting out of jail. Sonny decides that he wants to pursue a career in music. Now, the older brother has very explicit expectations of what he thinks Sonny's life should look like, what he believes Sonny's potential is, what he believes Sonny's abilities are. And obviously, Sonny's pursuit of music in no way complies with the vision that the older brother has for Sonny. And so this is a real point of contention throughout the entire story, and it's not until the very end when the older brother goes to see Sonny perform that he's able to recognize the world that Sonny has created for himself. So if you want to apply it to like real life, not only should we be able to recognize the differences of people, but we should also be able to appreciate those differences and see the value that those differences can add to our lives. And I think that's the beauty of literature, is it allows you to see things from other people's perspective. And a great example of this is the story Black Swan Green by David Mitchell, which literally follows the life of 13-year-old Jason Taylor. And you can see his relationships with his parents who are getting divorced, his relationships with his classmates who bully him, his struggle to come to terms with his stammer, and all the influences and opportunities that he has to grow. You really are able to connect with him and feel like you're a part of him. And I think that's the value of literature, is it allows you to really embrace other people's perspectives and gives you a window into opinions that may not be your own. And so it doesn't matter like your age or your gender or your race or your ethnic background. None of that applies, because you really adopt the person's perspective of who you're reading about. And it allows you to transcend time, because you can go back in the past, you can read present day contemporary work, you can read what people are speculating about the future, and you can really begin to see how the different things that have formed and shaped the world that we live in today. An example of this is like Ernest Hemingway's Hills Like White Elephants, where you have this couple that are contemplating getting an abortion, and the woman is trying to figure out, like, is it going to be really better, or like she's dealing with social pressures, and the man is like, I don't want to push you and force your decision, but I think this is a good thing for you to do. And they go back and forth about this, and that just shows that issues that were issues a long time ago are still relevant today, especially like women's rights, because you had the largest march in history just a few months ago revolving around this very topic. And so that just shows that things that were not only issues a long time ago in history are still relevant today. And so having taken English 230 and it's really given me a chance to reflect on diversity and global interdependence, I've just had a more acute awareness of those two topics, and I've really been able to it'll allow me to better connect with the community that I live in.